Okay.
September was a horror month for me. I think I lost out on just over £6,000 worth of fees. Like, there's the latest designer, the latest Jordans, the latest, you know what I mean, shoes. People have less disposable income to just be spending on what we call drip.
Cool, exactly.
I feel like it's just finding that sort of balance between leveraging my youth and at the same time my sort of hunger to be able to be successful. I've stopped this whole year. I don't like reach out. I stopped outreach to investors.
Okay.
So I let people find me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's way better value in that. And
organically.
Do you know what I mean? The transition's just way smoother.
100%. Nitty Gritty, episode 4 with the legend, Tomi Jimoh.
Trust me, man.
It's been long overdue. Long overdue. Take us through who you are, what you do. You know, who are you? You know, what's your story?
So my name is Tomi Jimoh. I'm a property acquisitions consultant. In simple terms, a deal sourcer. What I do is I work with investors across the country looking to acquire rental units, purchase units.
Cool.
And I just make their life easier, help them find a property, negotiate, and make sure everything's secured. I also do my own events. As you can see, you've been to some of them as well.
Of course.
Yeah. Before, I think last time, what was I saying? President of the new generation. I think I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm someone that's just trying to be an advocate for the next generation that's coming up. I mean, being a leading voice within the property space.
Good to see it, man. Good to see it. Obviously, I've come along to a couple of your events. You bring a lot of people together. Is there any reason why you decided to do the 22 Lux group in particular? Is there anything that inspired you to want to bring people together as such?
I think the main reason is because I used to go to events that just weren't good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you see, someone like me is, when I see something isn't good, I decide to do my own.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's just always the mentality that I've had. So obviously, I used to go to quite a lot of events. I used to pay a lot of money. I used to pay up to £50 to £120.
Okay.
And then I'm going, and then my experience isn't what I've expected.
Of course.
So what I wanted to do, especially with the events that I'm hosting, is make sure that I'm creating a room that there's no forced selling.
Yeah.
Especially with deals, I don't need to like start selling stuff whilst people are in the room. I just want to be able to provide that space for value, and also so that my speakers can be able to, you know what I mean, get that sort of exchange for value as well.
That makes sense.
Which I think definitely we've been able to do that and achieve that, especially with we started this year, January.
Yeah.
Held 3 sold out events since then.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? And I got my private investors then the next month. So I feel like it's been a solid year. Next year definitely got more to come.
Good stuff. Is there any reason why you chose deal sourcing over any other roles you could have played in real estate?
I think you know specifically, because obviously I used to be an agent. But hey, I think the way that I work is I like to work in the future. So I like to think future proof. Is there anything that I could be doing that is more value to me now, especially at my age? So obviously with being an agent, obviously I learned quite a lot from you. I feel like it's not that I didn't like it, because obviously we had some good times, especially going to working with different sort of clients. But I feel like it's just what is effective in this country specifically. I feel like this country doesn't value agents. I'm sure you can agree. They just don't value agents. It's quite I think it's something that's not really as appreciated as much as it should be.
100%.
Whereas on the sourcing aspect of it, I'm saving investors not only time, but also money as well. So when I'm kind of putting myself at the point of convenience, I just saw that obviously it's a way bigger shift. It's also a big shift. But at the same time, I'm getting compensated way quicker. I feel like, especially at my age, I would just prefer to leverage my time in that sort of avenue. And obviously, in terms of like what does scaling look like?
Yeah.
Building my investment firm, and it's actually in my name, it's way bigger in the long term, because obviously I'm looking to, let's say in the next sort of 5 to 10 years, end up selling it for like a large sort of amount. When you're working for an agency, you could just get fired at any point, or they could just tell you to leave at any point.
Got no control.
And then what's the next steps after that?
Exactly.
So I feel like it's just finding that sort of balance between leveraging my youth and at the same time my sort of hunger to be able to be successful.
Makes sense. For anyone that doesn't actually know what a deal sourcer is, what's like a step by step for what you have to do for somebody?
So in simple terms, especially like in specifically what I do, I'm the person that finds the properties. I'm the person that makes sure that the property is suitable for my client.
Right.
So I work on behalf of the client. It's like a buyer's agent, however, it's just for investment specifically.
Okay.
So essentially, I make sure the property is suitable for my client, and at the same time, I make sure the vendor's happy with the use that my client wants to use it for.
Okay.
So once I've made sure that the vendor's happy, the client's happy, then I make sure all the legals in between, I make sure everything's negotiated, both sides are happy with the terms that's been put forward.
Okay.
And then I make sure everything's secured and I get paid on top of that.
Makes sense. Is there anyone that you saw do this before and then you got into it, or is it something that you just kind of fell into as such?
I feel like it's a thing where I was always doing it because obviously you know yourself. Like I came from a personal shopping sort of aspect.
Right.
Been doing that for like 2 to 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I ended up now wanting to kind of pivot into property, when you kind of draw up the similarities, a deal source is like an investor's personal shopper.
Yeah.
Essentially, you get given a criteria. You get told, you know, exactly what they want, and you now have to go get the best price for yourself and find yourself a margin in between.
Okay.
So I feel like, although there's obviously names within the space that I feel like definitely inspired me, like guys like Denzel Jones, even Property by Kazi, all guys like that.
Okay.
I feel like even RJ Hustle as well, them man killing it, especially on the content side of things as well. I feel like definitely they've been inspiring, but I feel like it's what I've done previously, being successful within my other businesses. I wanted to see how I could replicate it.
Okay, so it's like transferable skills and such.
Yeah,
makes
definitely.
sense. Talking of deal sourcing, have you had like a horror story or something that didn't go as well, that you thought was going to be smooth, that you've managed to overcome? Have you got a
September? I even spoke about this on LinkedIn. Okay. September was a horror month for me. I think I lost out on just over £6,000 worth of fees.
Wow.
When in the bigger picture now, I don't really see it as something, but like when it was then, it felt like the worst month ever.
Of course.
Because I'm coming back from Niger. I'm hungry. I'm getting ready to, close some deals.
Of course.
And then I've negotiated for 3 weeks. Obviously, the average time frame to close a deal within deal sourcing is like a month.
Okay.
It's like 6 weeks. Obviously, it can be sooner. Obviously, if both client and vendor are very, smooth. But in terms of what happened, I had one client who, the property, to be honest, was fine initially. The landlord, or let's say vendor for this sort of specific case, he was based in Saudi.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I didn't actually ever meet him, but obviously I met his tenant to be able to view the property. You know what I mean? He was smooth. We had phone calls. We were able to see if the property's used, if it was smooth. And initially he said that it was fine. Because obviously this was going to be for use for a service accommodation.
Okay.
Then fast forward to now, let's say the final sort of weeks when now we're drafting contracts. Bearing in mind, I spent 2 weeks going back and forth, just make sure that the contracts are fine. And he's gone to India in this time frame to go visit family. So he hasn't responded for a whole week.
Oh, really? Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So that's delayed the whole sort of process.
Yeah.
Just for now, we're about to close everything up. And he said he's done his final check and he said, the service accommodation isn't allowed at this property actually.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean? So then all of a sudden, £3,000 that would have just landed in my account overnight.
Wow. How do you vet your buyers then, or vet clients that you're going to be working with? Is there anything that you ask in particular to kind of stop it being a waste of time for yourself? What is it that you have?
So what I actually do is I have a whole process before I even work with anybody. I have this thing. I'll probably ask a few questions in just a normal WhatsApp message.
Right.
I'll ask them first of all, what's your annual salary? I'm not trying to be intrusive, but if your annual salary is 20, let's say 20k, or you're a student or whatever, and you don't have a guarantor, there's no point working with me. There's just no property that'll be affordable.
Right.
On top of it, I'll ask if they have a guarantor. This is specifically for rental acquisitions, just because most people aren't not most people, but some people aren't really earning the threshold, including referencing, because nowadays, especially in London, they want you to be earning nearly 3 times the rent. So if you aren't earning that, definitely the guarantor, that's the minimum.
Of course.
If they have a guarantor, their salary is suitable, after that I'll actually have a WhatsApp call with them. Usually I like to do that the same day they've messaged me, or the day after, just to keep them as that sort of warm lead. Obviously now when I'm having that sort of introductory call, I first of all I let them speak. I like to, especially when we're talking about sales, me and you both know. Of
course.
People love when they just get to talk about themselves, just get their ego boosted. It's a natural sort of thing.
It is.
So what I do is I let them speak, just explain to them what's their goals, what they're currently trying to do. And I also ask them, how did they come across me? Because I'm somebody that I've stopped this whole year. I don't reach out. I stopped outreach to investors.
Okay.
So I let people find me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's way better value in that. And
organically.
Do you know what I mean? The transition's just way smoother.
100%.
So obviously once they tell their story or whatnot, then I start to talk about myself, what I've achieved, the specific sort of, let's say, past client testimonials that I would have had that will align with what they're looking for as well.
Right.
Just so they can know that there was somebody that's safe and somebody that's going to deliver results as well.
Yeah.
Then after that, I explain to them that on a monthly basis, I work on a bespoke sort of basis. So what that means is I work with 4 to 5 direct investors and I collect a deposit off all of them, which is 50% of my fee up front.
Right.
And that's just a non-negotiable. And I told them if you're not comfortable with that, then cool, I'll send you any spare deals, but 9 times out of 10, I don't really have spare deals because I have 4 to 5 bespoke clients.
Of course.
And I feel where I've learned that is it's just way smoother. Somebody that will respect my time, I'm able to work with them long term, and I'm able to help them build their portfolio. And like I say, one of my most successful clients this year, she started a portfolio in January.
Right.
Oh no, February actually. Yeah, February or March. We started in February, ended in March. But yeah, started a portfolio in March. She got another one in summer. And then she just completed another one with me last month.
Wow.
So that's 3 within the space of the year. And then obviously coming up to Q1, Q2 next year, we're now looking at purchase acquisitions.
Okay.
And I feel like that's just the long-term goal.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I want to do. I want to be able to work with people, build their investment sort of portfolio.
Yeah.
And then they can refer me to their friends and
100%.
family and we can work
just
like
keep it all under one roof.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's just how I work with clients. I'm very transparent. I show people, if you want to, I don't have to sell myself to you. Just check my social media, you see the results. They
Exactly. You don't need to validate yourself anymore.
You know what I mean?
You're already validated. Let me move this mic a bit closer to you as well, just in case it don't pick you up. Wanted to ask as well, is I know obviously you're doing the deal sourcing as well as doing the personal shopping side of things. Is it hard to keep a balance of the two? Is there one that you prefer more than the other, or is it got similar you got similar love for each one?
I feel like it comes with maturity that you have to know that. Like I was even talking to my friend about this. Yeah, it comes with understanding. Like personal shopping, it is very good when it's good.
Right.
However, you have to understand that, especially when I've been doing this since 2021. When you're now talking about the economy in 2021 and the economy now, people have less disposable income to just be spending on what we call drip.
Of course.
Like there's the latest designer, the latest Jordans, the latest, you know what I mean, shoes. So in terms of you to be thriving and actually do it full time, you have to be working with the top people that have not only the money to spend, but also the time to be able to wear these type of items.
Of course.
Because your average person isn't going to wear Louis Vuitton to work. And that's just the reality.
It's very true.
So what I've had to learn is, cool, property long term is going to work for me and I know I'm good at it. Personal shopping, for me to make it work long term and full time, I have to be fully hired. I can't be 50% personal shopping and 50% property.
Makes sense.
It's not gonna work. So what I've had to realize is, it's just that I have to focus on property. And where I can do personal shopping, I will. Because now I know, like, even being transparent, I know personal shopping can bring me £200 to £500 a month. That's some people's part-time jobs.
True.
And I don't have to do like 6 to 10 hours a day for that. All I have to do is just like answer a couple messages, and to be honest, most people that even sell for source for nowadays, I just ship it to them, so I don't even have to, you know what I mean, go meet them, go pick it up. I just get my suppliers just to send it straight over to them. So I feel like property makes sense for me long term, and especially as I now start to venture out towards events, different types of experiences that I'm trying to provide for investors and also professionals within the space, it just makes sense more for me.
Fair enough. Gonna ask you a couple questions. What do you find harder, finding someone's dream property or finding someone's dream outfit?
Ooh, good question. Dream outfit.
Dream outfit?
No, which one's harder?
Yeah, which one's harder?
Dream property. Because people with property, I feel like because investment and like finding their dream sort of, let's say, space to live in is so different. But at the same time, it's similar at the same time, because people expect so much for the budget that they have. And that's 9 times out of 10. I don't think there's really anybody that has the perfect budget to get everything that they want at once.
Exactly.
Usually they want this specific sort of chandelier, this specific furniture, this specific flooring. And it gets so difficult that I just think I'm being like 10 jobs in once. I'm being like...
Sometimes they outprice themselves.
Do you know what I mean? And then I end up being an architect and a therapist at once, and then it's just stretching myself. Whereas someone finding a dream outfit, so people naturally trust my style. I think I got... You know, I always say this. I feel like I'm one of the best dressed in real estate. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like finding someone's best sort of outfit is easier because they'll trust my sort of intuition.
Okay.
Definitely.
No, fair. When you meet a new client, what's the first thing you look for? If it's either deal sourcing or in personal shopping, what's the kind of first thing that you look for in that person to know they're someone you want to work with?
Mindset.
Okay.
I think how somebody values or even just looks at money is so important to me. Just because, like, not to be rude, I don't want to work with cheap people. Because like if you're cheap from just the start, even just like with paying deposit, obviously I understand that deposits might not be ideal for everybody's sort of circumstance. But if you're just cheap and you don't really value like convenience, then then I just feel like it's going to be a waste of my time, because even if you don't have an issue with my fee now, let's give it like a week or two, you're going to have an issue with what somebody else is saying you should pay for
100%.
for this, for that.
100%.
And then at the end of the day, it just becomes longer than what it should be. And then I end up receiving a fee that's just not what for the job that I've done.
It's not worth it at the end of the day. What skills would you say overlap between deal sourcing and the personal shopping side of things?
First of all, communication.
Yeah.
You have to be able to communicate with clients. You have to be, at the same time, even though I say I don't like to be someone's therapist, I love it at the same time. Because being able to resonate with a client and just understand how they're feeling sometimes.
Relatable.
Like I have sometimes I always say the average time frame to be able to get someone a property is a month. However, I'm transparent with clients. Sometimes it may go over the month.
True.
Having that sort of communication skill, both in whether it's to source somebody a shoe or specific outfit and finding them a property, it's the same sort of thing. You have to be able to communicate effectively and clearly as well, where you're not coming across rude or pushy at all. I feel like another thing, probably time skills.
Okay.
When I'm meeting clients, like sometimes I go dinner with my clients, can't be late. It's very disrespectful. And you know me, when I first met you, my timing was horrible.
It was.
Do you know what I mean? I used to be late to everywhere. So I think as I matured, I've just had to understand that, look, even though I might not value my time, I definitely have to value somebody else's.
Punctuality is extremely important, because you never know how someone might take that, because they might be a game changer or a deal breaker for them, especially if they're someone that's a high net worth individual or someone that's more bespoke, like you work with already. What's the biggest red flag that you spot in the client straight away, or what's the thing that would put you off working with someone if they contacted yourself?
They don't have proof of funds. That's scary.
What, for either?
Yeah, for either. No, for personal shopping, I there's not much I can do in terms of asking for proof of funds. True. I more or less say it's for the property side of things. I think that works with, in terms of being an agent as 100%. Well. Like, I'm not trying to get caught by AMLR saying that I haven't vetted this person. That's why I just like to ask, if you're employed, please just have employer's reference ready. And if it's your business, just have everything ready and cleaned up on company's house. It just makes my life 10 times easier. And I don't want to have to be now asking that sticky question, or is it from this source, that source? Like, it's just not for me.
No, of course.
Yeah. At the end of the day, when I'm trying to look to build something long term, it's just not sustainable to go that way. Definitely. You might as well just get it right from the start and carry on properly. Definitely.
What's your signature move that makes clients trust your taste instantly? Maybe more for both, really, for property and for picking an outfit, for example. What makes them? What do you say that sets them or smooths their sets their mind at ease as such, and gives that that trust instantly?
I think it's sometimes, I wouldn't even say composure. I think it's just how relaxed I am. Like, I tell clients, I speak to clients like they're my mates. I just be like, even if you don't take this, it's calm. You know what I mean? In what would we call it? In slang, we'll say it's both. But like, I tell clients, there's no rush with this. Even though you want to get your first, second, third investment property, you want to get that sort of next acquisition. I told them there's no rush. Like, I'm not in a rush to get my fee. I think it's not being in a rush to get my fee.
Right.
Because I feel like when clients know that they're not working with someone that's in a rush just to get paid and, let's say, just go away, then they know that you're someone that's calm, you're relaxed, and you're someone that they can trust.
They can smell the desperation.
Yeah, desperation could be smelled 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
And I see that with, let's say, like other agents or sources in the space, that they'll be in a rush to get their fee, but then let's say now when something goes left, where are they? You know what I mean? They're not available.
Very true. Is there a property trend right now that's equivalent to the fashion trend? Whether it's people buying houses or buying more flats or buying more masonettes, is there anyone that's similar? Got similar kind of.
This might be a tough take, but I would say the way that, like, let's say, even if we just talk about plainly, how Airbnb people look at Airbnbs, like, that's the first thing that you always get.
Yeah.
I'll say it's like Jordans.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because Jordans is like for me personally, that was like the first proper shoe that I got. Before we got the LVs, the Dior's, do you know what I mean? Jordans was the first proper thing. And then once you get one Jordan, you have to get another.
True.
Do you know what I mean? You just fall in love with it. Yeah. So I feel like that's probably the biggest similarity I can definitely make for it.
Fair. What's your favourite type of client to shop for?
Ooh.
Or your favourite type of property to hunt down?
A good client. Favourite type of client has to be the person that person that doesn't have a budget.
Right, okay.
Not
So
to be,
budget.
because like when
Unlimited
you don't have
funds.
a budget, you can do so much more.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And okay, cool. Let's not to say they don't have a budget,
Yeah.
but it's just a thing where they understand quality,
Right.
so they're not gonna try to be like, oh, I'll get a
Can I
Louis
get it for
Vuitton.
cheaper?
You get me? Or I can get it for cheaper. They'll be like, cool, Louis Vuitton t-shirt, but they won't just. You can't go Louis Vuitton t-shirt and Jordans on the feet.
There you
Just
go.
sorry to say, you
No,
can't
it's
do
true.
that.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? It's better to have Louis Vuittons and then like a plain t-shirt.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what you call like a mature now sort of style of dressing.
Definitely.
I feel like somebody that not only trusts me but kind of understands my sort of intuition and kind of aligns with it at the same time.
Kind of understands fashion in general.
Yeah.
As well. That makes sense. If you could style any celebrity or source a property for any celebrity, who would it be? To be fair, it doesn't even have to be a celebrity. Maybe someone that you aspire to, or someone that you're inspired by.
We're hit. I feel like celebrity-wise, I wouldn't really see it as something big, just because obviously the profile of people that I work with. I work with like, I know quite a lot of people within the footballing space.
True.
And also like high-level entrepreneurs. So
But is there any particular footballer that you'd like to style then? That you've seen and you'd be like, you know what, I could style you better, or I could find you. No,
because fashion changes all the time.
It
wouldn't be a big thing. I think it would be like source. I'd love to source a property for my mum.
Okay.
I feel like that would hit deeper, just because, especially like even everybody knows my story. Like my mum weren't really understand. My mum was in property before me.
Okay.
But she didn't understand what I was looking to do in it, because it's not like you could just go online, especially like 3-4 years ago, and then see somebody that says they're a deal sourcer, especially of our colour as well.
Yes.
So I feel like being able to do that for her, especially how much she's seen me grow on my journey, I feel like that would be a heartwarming moment still.
No, that's deep. Really good answer.
Yeah.
What's the most satisfying moment you've had in your job so far, whether it be sealing a deal for a client in the property world or in the personal shopping world?
I think it was when I sold a deal whilst I was in Nige, and I didn't even view the property.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just saw the funds enter my account, and I was just like, and it completed deeper. I was in Nige for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And cool, I knew that it was, to be honest, it was my landlord. Most of the time I'm the one that has the property, so I don't have to do all of the hassle of going to that place, meeting that person, have to negotiate this.
Of course.
It's just like the price is there, come and pay it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was in Nige, bearing in mind I didn't have the best of data or connection to other people.
Of course.
So just being able to negotiate that, make sure that obviously the investor was happy with it.
Yep.
And I didn't even view the property or I wasn't even there on key handover. It was just like the best feeling, because I feel like that's what my future looks like.
100%. I
want to be able to source from across the world, whether I'm in Niger, Dubai, 100%. Morocco, wherever I am. I want to be able to do my job and make sure that everything's done properly and everybody's happy.
Making money while you sleep.
I wouldn't say it's while you sleep, because
or while you don't need to be monitoring it.
I feel like once everybody kind of aligns with my way and my standards of business, I feel like that's the best thing, because then I don't have to be there physically for us to be able to.
That's good. That's good. That's the best way to be. To be fair, best way to be. All right, cool. So I'm going to ask you some this or that kind of questions.
Cool. I'm ready for this one.
And I feel like I'm going to know what the winner's going to be, but we'll see. Loewe or Chanel?
Chanel.
Chanel or Gucci?
Chanel.
Chanel or Prada?
Chanel.
Chanel or Bottega Veneta? Chanel or Saint Laurent?
YSL. Chanel.
Chanel or Dior?
Dior. But this isn't because I think in terms of quality, one of them's better. I think just for me personally, I don't think Chanel makes a lot of like men's pieces that will align with me. You know what I mean? So Dior.
Okay. Dior or Balenciaga?
Dior.
Dior or Givenchy?
Dior.
Dior or Miu Miu, if that's how you pronounce it.
Sorry, Dior.
Dior or Fendi?
Dior.
Dior or Hermes?
As a man, you have to like as you make that transition from like young man to proper grown man. Hermes.
Okay. Hermes or Celine?
Hermes.
Hermes or Louis Vuitton?
You know me, I love Louis. LV.
So Louis Vuitton was the winner. To be fair, I thought that was going to be the case.
Yeah, 100.
Moving on from just brands, skinny jeans or wide leg?
Skinny jeans.
Okay, skinny jeans or loud luxury or quiet luxury. Sorry,
Quiet luxury.
quiet luxury or trainers.
Quiet luxury.
Quiet.
But you have to talk on that though, because
Go on.
because you remember you kind of helped me with this as well, because
Mm.
remember what happened on our first that we ever done together.
Yeah.
I was wearing LVs.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
ever since that day, you told me, bro, anytime you go to any like this, because you don't know what a vendor or even a client can perceive you
100%.
as, you have to come formal.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
definitely.
Once you've built that relationship after, then you can be able to wear what you
Trust
want,
me.
whether it's
It's like, to
Balenciaga
be
or
fair,
LV.
once you've once they know who you are as a person and as a character, you can pretty much get away with being in the tracksuit in evaluations. But especially for first impressions, yeah, you got to be dressed sharp in suits and whatever
100%,
not.
man. Quiet luxury.
Yeah, 100%. Quiet luxury. Okay. So quiet luxury or statement bag.
Quiet luxury.
In fact, let's do it like this: statement bag or statement shoes.
Statement shoes. I'm not really. I just carry my briefcase,
Yeah,
man.
fair
I'm
enough.
a simple person.
Statement shoes or vintage find.
Statement shoes.
Statement shoes or new season drop.
Statement shoes. I think all the new season they release nowadays are horrible anyway.
Mm.
Only some of them are good.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's true. Statement shoes or wardrobe staples.
Statement shoes.
Okay. Statement shoes or trendy pieces.
Statement shoes. I'm a shoe guy though.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm a shoe guy.
That's fair. Okay. Moving on away from the personal shopping side of things, let's move on to real estate. So off market or on market?
Off market.
Cash buyer or mortgage buyer?
Cash.
Flips or rentals?
I think because of the volume I go through, I'll say rentals.
Okay.
But I feel like as I mature, within the next year, I'll probably have my answer changed.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
BRRR or buy to let?
BRRR.
Yeah. Leasehold or freehold?
Freehold.
Single lets or HMOs?
HMOs.
City centre deals or suburban deals?
City centre.
Motivational seller or distressed property?
Motivational seller.
Okay. High yield or high capital growth?
High capital growth.
Small refurb or full gut renovation?
Full gut renovation.
Okay, fair enough. I thought, to be fair, that'd be the case with a lot of those answers.
Because like, you know how we don't do no small projects, man. You got to do it big as possible.
Exactly.
So I feel like, but at the same time, some stuff are simple. Like you just have to go do your job, small refurb, then come out.
Of course. Well, so you mentioned that we had the 22 Lux group. I think we've had three events this year.
Yeah.
What's next for yourself in the personal shopping world, in 22 Lux, and also for yourself as a person that's deal sourcing? What do you see 2026 looking like for you?
I think on the personal shopping aspect of it, I feel like it's maybe, I don't know. I have to be honest, I don't know. Just because with how property's going, I don't believe I would need personal shopping as much.
Okay.
I feel like it will be a thing where, let's say I meet a client who wants to get styled, I'll happily do that for him and get my feet on top of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll be, let's say, opening my service to the wider public, just because when I'm suffering from success right now. That's what it is.
Okay.
Like, I always expected property to be like this, but I didn't. I thought I'll be able to just be that, jack of all trades, that I'll be able to manage multiple at once. But it's just not the reality, and property is just way more lucrative.
100%.
Like that's how I was even talking to my mate the other day. When you look at the bigger picture, the average salary in the UK is £33,000.
Yeah.
It's easier to make £33,000 from property just by selling, let's say, one deal a month.
Yep.
Getting my 3 to 5k fee than making that from personal shopping. Because personal shopping, you have to do way more volume.
Definitely.
So I feel like, yeah, man, property is just probably what I'm going to end up focusing on, and then end up just kind of not privatizing it, but like just doing it solely for people that, within my circle. I wouldn't really focus on marketing as such more.
Makes sense.
But with 22 Lux, I think, like I always say, we're going to the moon right now. 3 sold out events this year, hosting a private investors dinner next month.
Cool.
So that's going to be really good. Looking to obviously showcase what we're trying to do for Q1 to Q4 next year.
Yeah.
Probably going to end up doing event. This is secret news, but probably going to end up doing an event in January, announcing that soon. And then, yes, probably going to be raising capital next year.
Sounds good, man.
That's the next sort of thing.
Any sort of investments you got lined up for yourself, or are you going to put money into your own deals that you've got?
A lot of my clients say I should, because obviously they know that I'm good for it in terms of like managing and whatnot. I got the knowledge for it.
Yeah.
I think I might take it international first.
Okay.
It's a big step, but I feel like obviously I got family that back in Nigeria that obviously involved in property development.
Yeah.
I feel like learning there will be the best sort of thing, and then building that sort of bridge across to the UK and obviously other parts of the world.
Makes sense.
That would be my dream. But potentially might take on a few properties, you know what I mean, within the UK. Have to see.
That sounds good, man. Sounds good. Pleasure to have you come down.
Appreciate you, brother.
It's been a long time coming.
No, chat to you, man.
Tell obviously everyone where they can reach you. What's your socials? Where can people get their deals sourced for the best price?
You can reach out to me, TK Real Estate on Instagram, TikTok, pretty much everything. 22 Lux Group on Instagram and LinkedIn. I like to post on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's how I express myself. So Tomi Jimoh on there. And then, yeah, that's pretty much me.
Perfect. Well, Nitty Gritty episode 4. We've only got 2 more episodes. As I said, this has been a great episode with a good friend of mine. Said if there's anything that you want to see from us in the future, leave a comment below. If you've picked up any sort of knowledge from anything that Tomi's kind of expressed in this episode, feel free to, as I said, drop him a message, and we look forward to hearing from you in the near future. Take care.